I had multiple doctors say to me that you will never walk again because of the way my hip looked, because of the way my situation was. I had specifically doctors on separate occasions that didn't know each other say to me, you may never walk again. So today, I want to share with you the best things that you could do to become a more energetic and a better designer. Hi guys, my name is N.E.W S.T.A.R.T and welcome to Wallace TV, and on this channel I share advice, tools and motivation to help you become a better designer. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit that like button if you like what you're hearing today. Today I want to share with you some principles that have really helped me to not only become a better designer, but more specifically help me to really become more proactive. It's helped me to get more promoted better, to more noticed, get more engagement in my content, and also personally in my life as well, and how these principles when applied can really help you. The first thing I want to do is share with you, it's called the New Start principle for your health. This is not mine, it's something that I've learned by being in my church. There's an American college called Weimar College, and they really promote this as a standard that they teach all their students. But fundamentally, I want to share with you why the New Start principle for your health is so valuable. How it works is it's an acronym that goes like this: nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. I'm going to repeat that one more time. So it's nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. These 8 principles are foundational to how you should basically begin to start looking at your day if you really want to improve your health. Now, there's so many things you can do, so many things you can look at, but I want to share with you why these principles have been so valuable for me. And even though I'm not no health expert, so please take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm putting out a disclaimer out there. I'm not a doctor or a nutrition expert. But I want to share with you what's helpful for me, and I'm going to give you a bit of my story and why I want to do this today. So for myself, when I was at the age of 14, I was diagnosed with Idiopathic Rheumatoid Juvenile Arthritis. Idiopathic Rheumatoid Juvenile Arthritis. And this condition was so severe that the ball and socket joint in my femur bone, which is my hip joint, the top of my femur bone in my hip joint, my left hip, that joint basically got so disfigured and the bone started to wear away because I was developing arthritis. It's a condition where basically the fluid in between the ball and the socket joint began to wear away, and my bones began to rub together and began to become basically broken off, and I used to get nerve pain, serious nerve pain. I had this thing called fixed flexion, which meant that my left leg couldn't touch the floor and it was always stuck at a 70-degree angle. So to walk, I basically had to lean forward. My back would be severely curved and I'd get lower back pain as well as hip pain. And this was as a result of, I don't know, the doctors called it idiopathic, meaning they don't really know what's caused it, but they know it's here now and they know that it's arthritis because it was affecting my bones and my joints in the way it was. And as a result, what my mum did is we grew up kind of like, yeah, we ate meat and stuff, but my mum really went heavy and pushed me to more of a vegan/vegetarian diet. And this was a diet that really helps. One of the key things that my mum really pushed onto me was having what was a alkaline based diet. In other words, you have more green leafy veggies and you green juice and stuff like this. And what this does is it really helps to make your blood less acidic and more alkaline, which is better for your body all round. I'm not an expert. This is just what I've learned over the years. All right. And this really helped with my healing, but my bone was in such a bad place that it couldn't regenerate in that way. So I had to have a hip replacement surgery at the age of 21. I couldn't do it during my teenage years, between 14 and 19 specifically. Doctor said I was still growing. So what that meant was there were times when I had only my crutches. I could only walk with crutches. And there were some years where I had to use a wheelchair to get around because it was so painful in my hip and I couldn't walk. And after my hip replacement surgery at 21 years old, I had to learn how to walk again. And this was a massive pivotal change in my life. And one of the healing things the doctor said to me, it's going to take you over 6 months, Leif, to learn how to walk again. And even then you will still be on crutches after those 6 months. So my mum aggressively changed my diet. We went into some serious fasting and prayer over myself and my life. And in result of my mum giving me this new diet and also really teaching me these principles I want to share with you today, not only did I walk in 3 months, but I was off crutches within 3 months. And then within 6 months, I actually started to learn how to skate. And now I'm an avid roller skater. It's a bit miserable here today in London. I know you guys can't see it, but I skate. I can walk fine. Unless I tell you, you would never have known I have a hip replacement. So the point I'm making before I share these principles is that they're very, very powerful. And I'm always reminding myself of these principles because I struggle in many of these areas. And I want to be honest with you today. So the first thing is nutrition. You've got to pay attention to what you feed into your body. And I don't just mean what you feed into your body on a physical level. I also mean mentally, but I'll leave that for another conversation, but specifically nutrition. What are you feeding yourself? Are you having more carbs than you are having more greens? Even when you're having more greens, what greens are you having? Check if you have any allergies. Speak to a doctor, speak to a nutritionist, who can help you to know how to basically look at your foods and what foods are good for you. I found on a personal note that having more green leafy veg into my plate, or having half of my plate full of salads or green leafy veg, even if I may have a carb or a bit of, sometimes I may have fish or whatever it may be, helps me incredibly. So really begin to pay attention to your food. You know, we're living in a time where your health is going to become more of a serious thing to look at and pay attention to. So really consider what you're putting on your plate and how you are feeding your body. So that's nutrition. The next one is exercise. Now, number 2, exercise. Exercise is so important. I know, guys, like, for anyone that uses Instagram, you know, you've seen the people working out and all this stuff, and you think, why do they keep sharing their videos like this, right? The reason why is because what exercise does is that exercise 10 to 20 minutes, 10 to 30 minutes a day starts to release endorphins in your body. Those endorphins are the happy hormones that make you feel good. So don't you want to feel good? You know what I mean? So like, getting outside, getting some exercise, or even inside your house, finding some time every day to do some exercise is super powerful for you going forward as well. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day is so helpful. You can even start with just walking, basic walking, going outside, getting some fresh air is super valuable, right? The next one is water. So N.E.W.S.T.A.R.T, N.E.W, nutrition, exercise, water. Now, water is so powerful. As you know, your body is like 70% water. So if you can hydrate your body with water, that's actually just really, really good for you. In water is oxygen. So you're pushing that oxygen, you're pushing that water, keeping your joints in your body hydrated, keeping your your joints supple because you're giving yourself more water. Water is so valuable and so essential for your body for you to survive. If you don't have enough water, you start to feel dehydrated, right? When you want to work, because I work by my desk all day, every day. So many of us work from home, especially designers. We're always in front of the laptop. You want to have water beside you that you can drink and that you can have all of the time. The next thing I want to mention is nutrition, exercise, water. We've done those. Is sunshine, right? So this is about vitamin D. This is about going outside, allowing that vitamin D to soak into your body, or going outside and getting that freshness in the air. And I'm going to talk about that as well, but specifically sunshine. This is about making sure that you partition time in your day to leave the desk. You don't want to be at the desk all day, every day. You want to go outside and get that fresh air, specifically get the sunlight as much as you possibly can, vitamin D. And what I do as well is I top up my vitamin D with 4,000 UI vitamin D oil. And I take that vitamin D oil, I take 4 capsules every day, high dosage vitamin D. Why? Because vitamin D helps to strengthen your immune system. And especially in the time we're living in, you really want to make sure you have a strong and stable and very effective immune system. The next thing I want to talk about is temperance. Now, temperance is about balance, and it doesn't mean that you're always going to be balanced, but it means that you're basically looking at what you're doing. You're not overeating, you're not overworking, you're not oversleeping, you're not overdoing things that are detrimental to you, and also overdoing things that are detrimental to you when it comes onto you hitting your goals. You see, when you want to hit your goals, overworking can get you more tired. Oversleeping loses you time. Overeating eating gets you lethargic long term. So you want to make sure that you are being temperate in all things. You're not overindulging in things that are negative to you, and you're paying attention to how you're living your life, and also because your life impacts the lives of those who are around you in a positive or maybe sometimes in a negative way, but specifically in a positive way. The stronger and the healthier and the more proactive and productive you are, is a stronger and healthier and happier and more productive person you are for society at large, right? The next thing I want to talk about is nutrition, sunshine, temperance, air, fresh air. So important. Air is about going outside, getting that fresh air, getting that oxygen into your body, making sure you're not inside all of the time, trapped within the four walls of your bedroom or wherever you're working, but going outside, getting that fresh air and interacting with people as well. Going outside, if you can have a loved one with you, a friend, a family, an associate, to really start building that relationships as you go outside as well, and inviting people into your space, right? The next thing I want to talk about, rest, right? This is so important. This is my hardest one. You can even see it on my face sometimes. Rest is so important because, there's so many things that can distract us and take our attention, so many things that can be on our minds. And there's so many things that can make us feel overwhelmed with what's happening in the day. But rest is so essential to allow you the time to recuperate, get your mind to think about the things of the day and organize those things of the day into your brain. And I would suggest trying to get, between minimum 8 to 10 hours if you can. But there is something that you can do. There's tests that you can do online to basically check what type of sleep that you have using what's called a chronometer, and you can basically see what type of person you are, whether you're a lion or a bear, or different types of sleep patterns. If you want to know more details, I'll put the details of how to track your sleep and know what type of person you are in the comments below. And I love it if you have liked this video so far, just click that notification bell for more videos, but click that like button if you like what you're hearing so far. But when it comes to sleep, really pay attention to your rest and your sleep patterns and how you are working. And like I mentioned before, it's not about overworking, but it's about managing your time so you can get effective sleep that benefits you in the future. And my last point is around trust in God, right? And trusting God is about, for those of you who are spiritual, specifically those who believe in God, me specifically, I'm a Christian. And this is about really making sure that your faith is something that you essentially play a part to. For those of you who are not spiritual, one thing I would advise is there is benefits to doing things like meditation. There's benefits to doing things, even if it's not on a spiritual place, but like counseling, getting advice from people who can help you sort out some of the challenges that maybe you've gone through in life, whether it's counselors, and people who can really become maybe mentors in your life. So it may not be spiritual, but someone external to you that can really help you sort through the biggest challenges in your life. But especially for someone like myself, I'm a Christian. So what I believe is that, I go to God, I pray about it, yes. I have counselors and mentors, yes. But I also do not deny the fact that I have God who's done immense and amazing things through the power of Jesus Christ in my life, that I specifically know I am walking as a result of the power of God. I had multiple doctors say to me that you will never walk again because of the way my hip looked, because of the way my situation was. I had specifically doctors on separate occasions that didn't know each other say to me, you may never walk again. As a result, you hear the professionals, you see what they say. The situation looks bleak. The worse my hip situation got year after year after year in my teenage years. And I even lost faith in God because I saw my friends going around having a good time, and I began to see myself just bedridden in my wheelchair or just walking with crutches, right? And I just thought that, wow, I learned about this stuff growing up, but I'm not seeing it evidenced in my life. And then I had a kind of conversion experience at the age of 19 where I said to God, I need you to make me walk again. And I had a period where I had the pain completely subside from my body, and it never had gone before. It was like a miraculous experience. And I was able to walk in a way that I had never walked before. And God showed me I can do miraculous things in your life if you just trust in me. And I went through a period where conversion started to happen in my life. And I just know that for so many of you out there, if you are paying attention or if you want to know more, just hit me up. Just email me hello@leifwallace.com. You see, I believe that our needs are mental, physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual. And I believe it's important to pay attention to that aspect of our lives. And as a result, I'm going to be sharing more videos about that spiritual side on my channel as well, because it's just something that I really want to share, and I feel like compelled to do it as well. It's something that's really spoken to me, and some people may lock off, some people may unsubscribe. Listen, that's fine. I hope you find what you're looking for somewhere else. But for those of you that do stay around, I pray that whatever I share really does bless you, really does help you, and really does encourage and inspire you in a way that going forward really helps to impact your life for the good. So I hope that these principles have been super essential. My question of the day is, which principle do you need to pay the most attention to now? Which principle do you need to pay the most attention to now? Is it your nutrition, your exercise, your water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, trusting God, or is it all of them? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm happily, if you've got any questions, I will respond back to every single person that asks me a question. So I want to thank you so much for watching this day. Please remember to look after yourself and look after your families. Subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching today. Take care. Bye-bye.